Hey everyone, it's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional owners of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Yes, back in my boudoir. Hubby's having another day off. He had too many holidays owing, so he's took Friday and today off, considering we had a long weekend. And the surf wasn't quite right, so he's home. So, yep, that's why I'm in here. Okay, entertainment only, nothing particularly exciting. It's just that's why I'm here. Yeah, and for those that are new, there's my 3 fur babies, beautiful pencil drawing done by my daughter a couple of years ago. So we've got Bindi, Sneaks, whose full name is Cheeky, but everyone calls her Sneaks, and Spot. Just show you if he's got a ball in his mouth. Yeah, it's a bit of a cutie patootie, that one. Okay, now I put out yesterday in regards to San Rafael Ranch, Zorro Ranch, San Rafael Ranch LLC. A few people have done some researching for me. It was bought by what was a shell company that was set up 2 months before the purchase, and it's dead ending everywhere from there on in. So there's no information about who actually bought the Zorro Ranch. I'm not going to look any further into it. It feels odd. It feels seedy, and I did the reading yesterday, and I'm just going to let that reading sit. So what I'm going to have a look at instead of something just as seedy, using my Golden Universal Tarot. Sorry, I'll just turn that slightly this way, try and get the light a little bit better. In regards to Thomas, so what's happened is he's now come out and he amended his 2019 financial disclosure document. Oh, whoops, I forgot about those 2 really expensive first-class trips that Harlen Crow paid for me. Oh dear, how sad. So, ProRepublica, a really journalistic um, uh, news outlet who does deep dive journalism like journalism should be and was in the good old days, has brought forward documentation showing that over the years Clarence Thomas has received, that they can find, at least $4.2 million worth of gifts, for want of a better word, from Harlan Crow. Really? Okay. However, so what I want to have a look at, and as I split the deck, we've got, the difficult decision to be made and a significant ending card. Now, for those that have followed me forever, will know that I see 3 justices going. Sadly, one of them is not Alito. I see Clarence Thomas. I see Brett Kavanaugh, and I get Roberts as well. And basically what it is once the first 2 go, uh, I think Roberts will just throw his hands in the air and said, I can't deal with this anymore. Now, Roberts has his own health problems as well that he needs to be aware of. So I just feel it's those 3. Sadly, not Alito or Gorsuch. But when the Democrats can put in their own justices, especially to replace those 3, because I feel they will be sort of fairly quick. Clarence Thomas first, Brett Kavanaugh probably not till after the 2025 election, where the paying of his debts will be investigated, and then Thomas just throwing his hands in the air. And I feel it will probably be those last 2 within the first 6 months of 2025. So we'll see how it goes. And yes, as I'm splitting the deck again, we've got a decision needs to be made, difficult decision legally about his poor choices, really poor choices now that they are being fully exposed. Okay, so just show me what's going to come forth in regards to this information about Thomas. I mean, Ginny Thomas, he instigator in the January the 6th as well. Apparently there's also news has come out of a journalist who secretly pretended they were a Republican and sort of interviewed at some sort of conference. Was it Alito that they interviewed? And Alito was there spouting that he wants to go back to the 1950s, the way it was, where men were in control and good old Christian values and all that sort of nonsense. I'm just going to call it nonsense because we have moved so far beyond that. So what's going to happen with the disclosure now? Oh, cards flying out everywhere. Disclosure of Thomas having received $4.2 million worth of gifts from Harlen Crow, and that's only what Pro Republica has been able to uncover. And of course, Thomas has gone back and gone, oh, whoops, I forgot about those. Seriously? So come on, Dan. First card that flew out was this one, the Star card, the best of democracy, the Star of Hope, the Star of Healing. Maybe Clarence Thomas's star, seeing himself as a star, but boy, he's going to be challenged by justice, something legally, or he may simply be challenged by others on the SCOTUS. Is that right? Yeah, I do. Actually, what I'm getting is his challenge is going to be the SCOTUS. Okay, because at the moment SCOTUS doesn't have any body that they have to be accountable to, aside from Congress. And when Congress is in such a disarray that it is, there's no sort of board that sits over them of retired federal judges or something that can say, tap on the shoulder and say, you need to leave. In Australia, judges have to retire at 70. There is no such thing as lifetime. And what's happening is that now, to be honest, if Trump hadn't been made president, none of what us readers are reading on would have come to light. They would have just merrily carried on in the shadows, in the background, doing their thing. So as much as we despair Trump being made president and all this coming to the surface, all this corruption coming to the surface, the corruption was always there. We just didn't see it. So it feels like more, but it's not. And it's actually being brought to the light. So please hold that in mind when it gets overwhelming at times, that if it hadn't been exposed, it would have just merrily continued on. Now, because it's being exposed, it can actually be dealt with. Foundation, the energies that Thomas is stewing in is money. Paid mercenary. Paid SCOTUS judge, Supreme Court judge. Basically, he's a mercenary. He got paid for his position on SCOTUS in the past. Oh, DOJ, Biden administration, CIA, that sort of energy in the past. So they do have an eye on him. Do not discount this at all. I'm going to say DOJ, something unexpected coming out of left field is the energy hanging over Clarence Thomas, stinky fish, perhaps an offer that he doesn't like. Let's see where this goes, because he's been seen and heard, and it is really on the nose. The figures in the background, not quite as bad as the traditional Rider-Waite, but the figures in the background are really put off by this Pappy riding in on his horse, trying to rein his horse in, trying to keep his horse under control. He's been seen and heard for who he is externally. Oh dear. Yeah, he's really copping it. Lies, deceit, betrayal, finding himself under the weight of all that is happening. I'm not. It's not divorce. Him and him and Ginny joined at the hip. Oh, interestingly enough, one of these trips that he took, now it was with Harlen Crow back in 2019 to Bali in Indonesia. It was to a all-male resort. I'll let you read into that what you will, but that's throwing a few warning signs out for me. So yeah, this is what's coming for him. Heartbreak, loss, despair, betrayal, anguish due to his poor choices based on greed and addiction and power. Page of Wands, a youthful person bringing forward a message. Oh boy, I wonder why I got that pull to that club in Bali, that resort in Bali. Wow. Okay, see where this goes. A lot of negative headlines coming forward very quickly that is just going to be too much for him to carry. We've got the Strength card here. His strength is in the past. I'm getting his strength to control the gifts that he received in the past is going to become too heavy a burden, and it's bringing about an ending for him. This latest news, I'm really getting the pull towards this Indonesian club. Okay, we've got dark money, we've got receiving gifts, we've got the higher authorities. This could be SCOTUS, this could be, because I'm not feeling that SCOTUS, this could be SCOTUS moving forward, stopping him because of his contracts and agreements is unbalanced, and he's going to receive a fiery message. Look at these major arcana here, a fiery message. And on the base, we've got Tower moment, an offer being made. His back up is against the wall. It's going to be emotionally overwhelming, but he's out. He is out. We've got overseas, something being, I'm going to say something regarding young boys being exposed. He's going to find himself entrapped by the messaging. We've got the secrets being brought to the surface. A lot of anxiety in regards to this. It just keeps going. Oligarchical money, Harlen Crow, contracts and agreements or things that he did with Harlen Crow, bringing about loss and self-sabotage, abuse. Got the magician, the shapeshifter, the manipulator, the foolishness off the cliff, the devil, offer being made that he does not like, but here is some truths from behind the scenes being revealed. Something to do overseas where he's going to have to defend himself, but it's the end of him. Big stick, temperance, walking away because there's some sort of trail there. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm getting a real, sorry, I put out about a zillion cards. I just keep going till the story is told. I'm really getting a pull to something to do. I'll just draw a couple, see where it goes, take a shuffle those through a couple of times. Really getting it's something to do with the Bali trip, the men's only club, and it just feels gut clenching. Okay, am I really feeling that the last straw for Clarence Thomas, oh gosh, cards I can see there, this card, as the shining a light, exposing those that were shining a light and exposing those that were in this, think that in this luxury, but it's gonna put them in and shuffle. I'm really feeling, show me, is it this, boy, after that Zorro Ranch reading yesterday, do I really have to go down this track again? Young boys, it feels young boys. Oh, show me this Bali trip. What is it that we need to know? Is it for Thomas? Is that why he convenient forgot it? Show me this Bali trip in regards to Clarence Thomas. And when I'm getting young boys, I'm getting young boys. Not 16, 17, I'm getting young, prepubescent. Oh, right. Oh, come on down, let's have a look. Guys, you have to take me these places. Right, okay, we've got action being taken, bringing forth a message. We've got balance and healing. We've got the shapeshifter. We've got the foolishness. Who's bringing forth this message? This is also known as releasing the toxicity about the shapeshifter. 2019, how long ago was that? That was 5 years ago. So this young, maybe a bit older now, see where this goes. Really poor choices, packing up the truth and moving forward in regards to this emperor energy, this dictatorship energy, sort of truth coming out, young person bringing it forward, and we've got the circles of support of the celebration, but I'm feeling that was sort of the party mode where the wine was, and yeah, finding his back up against the wall. And again, we've got a young person bringing this message that is going to be, Clarence is just going to find himself, and do not be surprised if he has an emotional breakdown. Do not be surprised. I'm looking at the base, and it's just all more of the same, dark. Oh well, I will. Justice, the best of the courts. We've got the DOJ, lost disappointment in regards to contracts he made, or just agreements, or whatever he did in partnership with those that were money, dark secrets. And he's going to be made an offer that I think, big stick offer and endings. Okay, I feel very uncomfortable about delving further into that. I'm going to leave it there. I really think something is, there's information going to come forward about that Bali trip that is very unpalatable. We may or may not find it out publicly. I think it's going to be last straw. Again, offer he can't refuse. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for joining me. Love to you. Take care.